Famcast Media. Bitch.
L13 Podcast.
And we're live here, Lucky 13 Saloon, Lucky 13 Podcast inside Lucky 13 Saloon. We got Jamal here.
Yo.
We got Dee. Got me, Jep. And Dee, I will let you introduce the Jersey guys again.
We got one of the 201's best over here, bro. We got the motherfucking killers in the house. Concrete Dream like a motherfucker.
What up? What up?
What's up, boys?
What's up, guys?
Thanks for having us, guys.
No, happy to have you guys. I've been listening to your stuff the past couple of days, man. It's cool, man. You guys got a good mix going on, man. Like a lot of 90s influence and some, updated influence. It's like updated 90s. It's great, man. It's cool.
Yeah, we try to, run it back, give it that throwback vibes that we all grew up with,
Yeah.
Trying to revive that, and it's coming back.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's huge right now.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
coming up.
How long you guys been together?
So these two guys just joined us this year. The band's been together at least 5 years, and we've been through a lot. And these guys help, keep the train going, keep the dream going.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So what do you guys got out now? I mean, I found you guys pretty easy. You guys got a lot of followers, all that. So you've been pushing the shit pretty hard. Live shows too. You guys play a lot live.
Yeah, we just played Brooklyn with Upon a Burning Body. That was sick. Shout outs to them. Shout outs to Kev.
Nice. Where was that?
At the Monarch, right?
Meadows.
Oh, the
Meadows,
Meadows.
Yeah.
Meadows.
It's
Shout
the
out to
same
the
people.
Meadows.
Nice. Cool. You guys Jersey a lot too?
So I'm from Jersey. John's from Jersey. Jeremiah's from Jersey. And then we scooped up two boys from New York.
Yeah, and then we're both from Queens.
Nice.
Bridge and
You
tunnel the band.
How do you compromise that shit? Where do you guys rehearse? Jersey or?
Yeah, we're new, so we have to.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
get
so
it.
We
Yeah,
eat it a little bit.
I get
Eat
it.
that Holland tall.
I get
Every
it.
time.
Nice. Not far though, right? How far you gotta go?
It's not bad at all. Honestly, it's I'm in Bed-Stuy right now myself. I'm actually
All right.
like 15 minutes away from here. So
Nice.
I thought I was going to drive to Jersey today, and I was like, wait, it's Lucky 13? Oh shit, that's fucking perfect.
Nice.
On the other hand, I was at work and I have to go back to work on the Upper West Side. I literally just hopped on my bike and just gunned it down the West Side Highway to get here.
Nice.
This guy's a savage.
Yeah, and I'll be doing the exact same thing in like 20 minutes.
Avoid the
what we
puddles.
do.
Avoid the puddles.
Oh, yeah. How did you guys meet?
We played a bunch of shows with them.
Yeah. We all met at Broken Land.
Yeah.
And it was a festival.
We opened up for you guys, actually.
Yeah, they and Load In, like, ever since we met, it was just good times, just
Yep.
laughing. Like, I could definitely tour with these guys,
Yeah. And then it just happened to work out where both of our project hit a lull that we were in at that point, and then they asked us to join, and we were
Yeah,
like,
two of our members
absolutely.
left, and then, we're
Kind of actually
scrambling. and
literally
then
perfectly.
You know,
right after
it,
the show, they're like, hey, we're down. I'm like, what? Okay,
it
bring
was
'em
crazy
in.
because we were just kind of
Yes.
like, we were just like, hey, things are slow. I know you guys have a show coming up, and like, if you need bodies, me and Craig are around. Like, we're not doing anything right now. And then next thing we know, we get a call back, and they're like, yeah, but how do you feel about coming in full time? And we're like, fuck it.
literally.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's kind of the story of like how I started working here.
Yeah. Yeah. It happens like that. You listen, you hang out long enough for you it's the right situation. It fucking
Absolutely.
happens. Oh yeah. So what do you guys, each one of you guys, what do you guys do in the band?
So I play the drums, and it's a lot to handle,
Fuck yes, dude.
Dude,
Fuck
so
yes.
much gear.
Yeah.
No one helps you load in. I mean, my bandmates do.
Hey.
Yeah.
I was like,
I was going to say.
Like the fucking new guys better help fucking load in.
We were out there
I brought the
partying. I'm
fucking
still
band
loading.
right today too.
Yeah.
I'm still loading fucking gear out there.
Yeah.
But drummers too, man. Like, listen, I've tried to help my drummer sometimes. Like, don't fucking touch anything. You can help me carry it in, carry it out. Besides that, don't touch anything.
yeah.
So
We're going to start putting tape on the gear so I know exactly where to lift it on height-wise.
yeah. Nice. Yeah, man. Fucking drums are tough, dude. And like, especially trying to find a drummer in the city too is not easy. So you're like,
Because
I'm
there's
sure
8
you
bands
will.
each.
What's that?
Yeah, 'cause there's 12 of them and we all share.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Because who the fuck wants that job?
No one, except for the 12 crazy fucks that play drums
Yeah.
and needles.
It really is good.
Fuck
It
yeah.
would be fun, they said.
Girls, they said.
Yeah, you just,
Booze, they said.
you're just hitting shit. That's all you're doing. You're just hitting shit. Nice. Yeah, man.
I play guitar
All right.
and do some screams.
Yeah. And then I am the bassist and otherwise clean and scream vocalist. So
Cool.
all the other things fall onto me and bass. So
Nice. And you guys got 2 other guys, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And like I've heard like you guys have there's a lot of stuff going on in the background and shit like that too. Where's that all come from?
Always.
You guys got a laptop hooked up while you're playing? Or?
Yeah. We got the laptop. We got the full mixer in there.
Yep.
yeah, we actually run like completely band box now. So like it's funny because traditionally like as a bassist I was always the other guy that had all the heavy gear.
Yeah.
And now it's like we run with a completely like line mixer, rack units for the 2 guitars, like everything is direct in.
Nice.
So now
We graduated.
we
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
make
yeah.
shit. We're just like, here's the laptop, here's the mixer, and now it's time to
Nice.
fucking go.
Yeah, so it's a way to control your sound.
Yeah,
So like we
yeah.
have everything pre-mixed except for drums. So
Nice.
basically we go to the sound guy, you go left and right, here you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not.
Tell us what you need more of and what you need less of in the house. We'll fix it, and then we're good to go.
Just too many times getting screwed over by
Oh my
sound guys
God.
that didn't care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In my career.
Not
also.
here, but
Not here, no.
I would say there's one venue I'd never forget it where I was like, "Hey, can I go? Kick in my monitor?" He's like, "Yeah, I got you." He walks over to the soundboard. I'm starting fucking playing the drums. I don't hear shit, and then I'm like, 2 more minutes till we start the set. I'm like, fuck it, whatever.
Dude,
I
that's
don't give a fuck.
that's the story of most sound guys who just don't give a shit. They're like, hey, can I get a little more on the monitor? And they're like, yeah, I got you. And then they'll like move their hand around to make you think like they're gonna do something. They don't fucking do shit.
Then he
And
walks
this is
away
coming
to the
from somebody
bar.
who used to be a sound guy.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm like, oh, well, thanks for making us all look like shit.
Yeah. Well,
Or the can I get a little more and put it to 10, which is my
Yeah.
favorite, so you can hear it from the stage.
yeah. And, listen, coming from a guy too, I've had to fire sound guys because like I want a fucking good sound guy in here and like
Who gives a shit,
Yeah, I hate hearing, fucking bands that you want to hear your shit up there.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? It fucking sucks if you, and especially being drums, dude, because everything's so fucking loud. And like that's why why the drummer has the worst fucking job also, because he can hear the least, and cannot fuck up. Because like, dude, if I miss a string or whatever, you miss a vocal thing, like, nobody's gonna notice. But drummer fucks up, so
Yeah, we can pretend when we fuck up. We're
yeah.
that was on purpose. This was a stylistic choice.
Exactly.
He
I'm
fucks up.
improv.
Everyone's like, hey.
And then everybody's like, oh, that drummer sucks.
Yeah, I know. The pressure
Very
is
lucky to
always
be playing
on.
with one.
Yeah.
One does not make it a drum machine, this guy over here.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Lucky as fuck.
It's not easy when you're trying to look cool with the shades. I'm literally blind up there. I'm just like, all right, I hope this works.
Yeah.
Flipping
Like,
sticks and shit,
Flipping
man.
sticks. I have like massive amounts of extra sticks around just in case. But
They're not even in a bag. They're just around.
They're just
You
there,
like-
just everywhere.
yeah, I know.
Anyone could get them.
Loose things. I was able to pick one up and play around, but that's how loose they are. They're all
Yeah.
like a kid.
That's why I like it.
Listen, it's good. You got to be fucking, that would be suck to lose a stick back there and then you can't get shit. You know what I mean? So,
Been there, done that.
yeah. Fucking pressure to drummers, man. Bass players, we got it easy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we fucking do.
Yeah, I guess.
Give them the beef. Look good.
I mean, at least like I have it easy now because again, like we made it easy, but
Yeah.
I do not miss having to bring around the fucking
You don't miss the
huge
8x10s?
cab and everything.
Yeah.
And then when for a while I was running a combo amp that had a DI out and like that was great for like the purpose of sound, but everything else was just like I'm gonna kill myself. This thing is so fucking heavy.
Yeah.
Like a 60-pound amp that I have.
That's it. Listen, the older you fucking get to, the more you learn, lighter is better and,
Yeah.
bigger is not always better,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, especially now when like the effects units and all the processing is so much better than it was years ago. Like originally, if you were going digital, everyone would be like, "Haha, you dumb fuck."
Yeah.
But now it's like that stuff actually sounds really good.
Yeah.
Like if you look at like the Kemper stuff and like the Axe Effects stuff.
Yep.
I run through the dark glass. That thing is insane.
Yeah.
In the last fucking 10 years, like digital shit really has like gone up the fucking
Absolutely.
ladder.
No,
Yeah,
and
it stepped up.
it's made a complete difference. Like I don't like if you were gonna tell me 5 years ago I'd be playing in drop G. I'd be like, all right, fuck, I got to reset everything up. I got to do this. I have a detuner on one of my pedals, and I get no artifacts on it.
Yeah.
It's clean as shit, and it just drops everything a whole step. So it's like 5 years ago, it would have been like, oh, God damn it, I got to go do a whole new thing. And now I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, it also allows for that stuff to happen. Like these drop tuning actually to sound clean and not just sound like muddy as hell.
Yeah.
Without like 18 different rectifier amps running through different noise gates and everything like that. So it just makes the world of difference.
Yeah, and as we were saying, like with the technology, like the compression and shit that I'm running through the dark glass, all that, it's just all insanely good now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good. And listen, you don't have to carry fucking two guitars with you, you know what I mean, for tuning, so you have to do that kind of shit. I remember seeing bands back in the day, like we used, there was band Today is the Day, like the dude was always running back and like pushing buttons and like doing this shit. You don't have to do that shit anymore. Yeah.
One set, boom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to play guitar in a band. We used to play the Knitting Factory all the time, and my dumb ass would always come in with like 4 guitars in the boat set up in the side, and like I'd have
18
different
flights of stairs.
Yeah, we'd play like 6 songs, and I'd have 4 different tunings up there.
Yeah.
Like what the hell am I doing?
So when you're younger too, though, you're more enthusiastic. Like I'm a bass player too, so I used to fucking always want the amp peg, the fucking refrigerator. You know what I mean? Like I don't give a fuck. It's got to be loud. But now it's like fuck you. I am not carrying that thing around.
100%.
And that would tour too. It makes tour so much easier.
Load it
Like,
out.
band in a box is like when we put everything. There's no cabs. You put everything in the back of a van. We're not like that many people. So it makes such a huge difference.
Yeah.
When even doing that, like scheduling thing out, like not having to pay, the $80. You have more than one axle.
Oh,
fuck
God.
you fee.
Dude,
Every state has.
Honestly, the simple fact that I can go from show to show, like if we're playing like a one-off, the fact that I can get on my motorcycle, put my fucking gear on, and just go.
Yeah.
If you had told me 10 years ago that I could just ride my bike to a show, I'd be like, oh, that's not happening. Now I'm like, oh, I don't have to fucking rent shit. I don't have to get an Uber. Fuck that. I can just get on my bike, run it through, and just go.
Yeah. And it's always going home is the worst, though, too. Because you're like fucking, you're exhausted, fucking half hungover. Whatever,
Yeah, the last thing you want to do is literally any work.
Yeah, exactly. Yo, you wouldn't believe how many people fucking leave gear here. Like, good gear. Like, I hope, you know what I mean? Like, the fucking, your boys were here last week, 2 weeks ago. What's the name? Neon Funeral.
Where's it hiding?
Oh, yeah, shout out to the Neon Funeral.
Yeah. Those guys. Dude, the bass player, he left his fucking bass here. Like,
No shit.
come on,
Roberto.
man.
Come on.
Like it's funny. Like, dude, I've gotten guitars here that people have just left for months, and I'm like, are you fucking like nice guitars?
How?
Yeah, some
Like,
just
you
never
forget
came back for.
You forget that.
There was a
It's
whole
not like
fucking, remember that whole pedal board that was behind the amp?
Yeah,
People just leave their shit.
yeah. So I got a couple nice guitars now.
Nice.
That's exactly what I would do and be like, oh, yeah, cool.
Dude, listen, and I hold them on to them for a lot longer than like people. I'll stick them under the stage for 6 months. I'm like, come back after 6. And listen, they haven't come back for it. Nobody's ever came back for it. But it's like, listen, it's under there that fuck because I know how it is. I mean, I don't know how it is to leave your fucking instrument behind because
In a million
pedal.
years.
Yeah.
Like I was gonna say, maybe a pedal.
picks.
maybe some cables, maybe you know what I mean.
The XLR graveyard.
Yeah.
The little things I get, but how would you leave your axe, dude? Like,
Yeah.
Or my new favorite term, your riff stick, as I heard recently.
Oh, is that what it's
Is
called
that
now?
what the
Fucking
kids
new
say?
one now?
That's
With a
funny.
passion.
I call my dick a dick stick.
I call my dick Steve, so I don't know.
How you doing?
Yeah. I don't want to meet Steve.
I call my dick Steve. Were you the substitute teacher?
Uncle Steve.
So what do you got? How many albums you guys got out?
I think we have that one full length that we put out earlier.
All right.
Concrete Dream, and has at least over 9 songs of our best work. And it never really got to be heard until we got signed to Suburban Noize. Shout out Kevin, Troy, the whole team over there. And they're going to re-release some of the songs off of that album, and we're going to get a couple of new songs as well mixed in there. And we just released out Twitter Fingers, and the response has been amazing. It's one of our hardest songs to date. And we have at least 2 more songs with Ricky. Shout out to you, Ricky, right now, who's on tour with Ice Nine and Kills and Slipknot. He's our producer. And yeah, we got some magic, and especially with these two now joining the fucking crew,
Yeah.
it's the next level. I honestly can say that now.
Thank you,
I will
appreciate that.
say, and thank you for that, because honestly, like when we came in, as we kind of saw what was actually happening behind the scenes, because like when you just play with a band, you're like, oh, I like what these guys are doing, but you don't really have like insight into like all of the shit they've got on the back end. And then when we came in, we were like, oh, we're gonna do some real cool shit.
Yeah.
Like this is gonna be really fun, especially since like I have a different singing style and like range to the Last Claim vocalist, and like so we're really gonna have a ton of fun with the stuff that's coming up, and
Nice.
I'm really excited to see what happens next.
Nice.
How long you guys been with Suburban Noize right now?
Just a couple of months. I think we made the announcement
Yeah, July was
The
July.
day we started, actually.
But the back end, we met with the label on
for
tour.
sure.
You know, when we did our fucking 27-day, 24-city run with Danny Diablo. Shout outs to Danny right now, who's on tour as well with Crown of Thorns and Sick of All in the West Coast.
Yeah, that motherfucker never stops.
Stop.
I was on tour
Doesn't
with that
have an off
motherfucker.
button.
He does not stop.
Yeah.
Does not have an off button.
Yeah, mad
In a good way.
props to the big bro right now. And
the dream, man.
yeah, he got us to Kevin Zinger. We had the meeting. He was interested, and just by chance, how we've been pushing forever, but how he actually noticed us was he was working out to one of our songs, and he didn't know it was us. He just knew the song, and once we played with the Dropout Kings, and met Larry at Suburban, and SRH and Regime, they put us in contact, and 2 and 2 made sense, and he's like, holy shit, that's the same band that he's been working out to. So right away we got signed to Suburban Noize.
Fuck yeah, man.
You guys kept it pretty fucking quiet, man.
Yeah, to keep it quiet because everyone has releases. We didn't want to start like busting our load and shit like that. We're very humble how we got here. We're not. The work isn't over yet. That's for sure.
Just started the hard stuff.
Just,
This
yeah,
is the hard
just
stuff
started.
now.
We just
Yeah,
got
we're-
in.
This is
hit
day
the
one,
summit.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
This is the appetizer.
And it's awesome. You got some fresh meat too. It brings a whole new fucking vibe.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah, it really brought back the fire into the band because there's so much drama happening after behind the scenes after the tour. We're all drained. We're losing members left and right, and we're like, all right, I guess this is it, and then all of a sudden these guys just pop their heads up, like, hey, let's do this. I'm like, fuck yeah,
Nice.
dude, it's all about right place, right time.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you really never know what's gonna work out and when.
Yeah.
Like I've been doing this for so long that pretty much all of the best things that I've ever done music wise have always been like just complete accidents, like out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like
The universe provides.
all the best like fill-in gigs that I ever did when I was like doing hired gun vocals and shit like that. Like we're all just, hey, I know a guy, and we're about to go on tour with Lamb of God, and I was like, oh, cool. I guess I'm playing a bunch of shows with Lamb of God in the Midwest. This is my life now.
Nice.
Like
Which band was that?
Awaken the Shadow.
Okay.
And it was just like their singer left like 2 weeks before the tour, and their guitarist was like, I got a guy.
Nice.
We had 3 rehearsals and went on the road.
Nice.
shit always goes down before tour.
Oh, yeah.
Something always fucking
Absolutely.
happens.
The van breaks down.
The van breaks down.
Yeah, listen, it's pressure too. You got guys leaving for a little while, and then some guys get fucking tense. Exactly. And
Absolutely.
there's a lot of stress on it. And forget it. Never mind. Being out on the road and being around each other that much, you're gonna have personalities clashing and shit like that.
Yeah.
Listen, I always try to keep 3-piece bands, and that still doesn't fucking work. You know what I mean? It's like Christ.
Personalities. Personalities always. It's easy when you're leaving.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You see your buddy at a bar, you're like, hey, man, what's up? How you doing? You cool? Imagine spending like every waking second of every day with that
And
person.
smelling the motherfucker.
Yeah.
And
Oh, God,
yeah.
Yeah, you're like, I hate the way you chew food with your day free. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't even like how you breathe.
When you want to punch them when they're eating, it's getting bad.
that's-
All of a sudden
at
you're like,
Sheetz and
I hate your fucking facial hair. And you're like, what? What the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Chew
And
that French fry
we were
again.
On we were on that run. Did you guys? What did you do the touring?
All right, so we did
'Cause,
the
like-
Danny Diablo tour, the Generators of Violence tour, which is so true.
That was a good album.
It's a good album, great album. I heard all the songs every day, loved it.
Where'd you guys go? So you did 24 cities in 27 days?
Yes.
Where'd you guys go?
So we
Summarize.
pretty much from like the East Coast, Midwest, and to the West Coast, then back down to like Arizona, Texas, Tennessee, Virginia Beach, South Carolina, and then back to Brooklyn.
Damn.
In an Acura.
In an Acura, in a fucking Acura.
Yeah.
Let me just restate
Yeah,
this.
I
We
was
went
gonna
on
say
tour
that's
in
really
an
important.
Acura, not in a van. We followed the van, but
got
it was
booted from the
5
van.
grown men in a fucking sedan. So no leg room, no breathing room, no nothing. Ass cheeks are fucking sore as hell.
That's a lot.
You hate everybody.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah, never in a million
no
years would I
matter.
ever go on tour in a fucking
Dude, for
car.
real, that's like touring in a tuna can. Like,
Yeah,
that's
word.
Crazy.
Everyone's farting and eating and like, oh my god,
Dude, living on a
Don't
cruise
fucking
ship
look at
for
me.
Yeah.
living on a
Yeah.
cruise ship for 6 months was bad enough. Like
You're on a cruise ship.
Yeah. And that's the thing is like you have places to go, but you're still seeing the same 1,500 people
Yeah.
for 6 months straight, and you're like, I hate all of you. Like, you've got like the 2 people that you trust, and then everyone else you're like, nope, thanks. I'm gonna go fucking elsewhere.
What'd you do on a cruise ship?
I sang actually.
Oh, yeah?
I was a cruise ship singer. I was a wedding singer. Like when I said I did hired gun shit, I was like,
Yeah.
whatever paid my bills, I would sing whatever gig you had. You were like, oh, we need a fill in at the Blue Note. Great, done, gotcha.
Nice.
Like it didn't matter to me, and like it's just because I love performing. Like that
Yeah.
is what I love to do. It is what I'm going to do until I drop fucking dead. It's the end all be all for me. I stopped for a while, and then I had to like come to Jesus moment where I was like, no, dude, I have to get back on the road because I can't. Like I forgot how much it actually means to me.
Yeah.
So like I was a wedding singer. I worked in corporate bands, and then I worked for Carnival for years. So like, you know, I just if the show pays, I do the show.
Yeah.
I mean, I DJ for Emo Night Brooklyn now. I do their like gimme disco events. Their whatever shows they have. I'm like, just fucking give them to me. We're like
Nice.
we're starting to do like Dolly Parton night, and my ass fucking playing Dolly Parton. I'm just like, I don't care. Give me money. That's
Working 9 to 5.
do people get to enjoy? Yeah,
Bills need to be paid.
yeah, it's like, this scummy hardcore kid is coming out looking like a fucking reject BG for disco nights, and it's like no one knows on the back end that it's like, oh no, I'm a metalhead. I just do this because it pays.
Yeah.
And the people are out of their goddamn minds too. In a good way. They're fun.
Oh yeah, those shows are absolutely bonkers.
Damn. So fucking. So after you got back from that tour, is that when the other guys left?
Well, the whole tour was a shit show. I mean,
I heard some rumors.
yeah, yeah. I'm sure everyone did. But I'll put it in my perspective. Well, you're on the fucking road, right? Every day, stresses is high, right? No one's getting sleep. Everyone's fucking cranky. You know, we're gonna say some crazy shit. But meanwhile, we're still. It's not only us. It's like another act, another band. There's like 14 people in the whole tour. So we're with everybody every day. There's no time to do fucking nothing. Like to plan no harm to each other. You know, like we'll say some crazy shit. Like I wanted to fucking stab everybody every day.
Yeah.
You know, did I
The
do
New
it?
York
No.
moment.
Did I have time to do it? No. How? We
that's
gotta
all-
load in. We gotta drive. Like these are words. Like we're in a fucking band. Of course we're gonna say this shit. But
Well, and like for me, it's like that's such it's a big New York thing where you'd be like,
Yeah.
yo, if you don't shut the fuck up, I'm gonna slap the shit out of you.
Yeah.
Am I gonna actually slap you? No, but that's
we're gonna.
Well, you're from
BQ.
Queens.
Oh no!
the same thing.
I should preface that I probably would slap you if I said I was gonna stab you. I probably wasn't thinking about it.
Right.
Like here's the thing: unless something is warranted, you're not gonna actually fucking do something. But if you're close with somebody and you're living in the same fucking place for the better part of a month, and Like, people say dumb shit. Doesn't mean they're actually going to do anything.
Listen, I told my girlfriend I was going to dump her head in a fucking deep fryer if she put the toilet, if she didn't put the toilet paper on the right way again. It makes me fucking nuts when I got to go take a shit in the toilet. And I'm like, yo,
You're
like
from here,
every
right?
time.
You're from here?
What's
That's
that?
how we talk.
Yeah, like
I
that.
had a microphone in a BQE at 4 p.m. A microphone in every car. The shit you would hear, you'd be like, oh, that dumb motherfucker, I'm gonna kill that guy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit. Oh yeah, fuck your mom. Fuck you. You'd hear that all the time. It's
Yeah,
what we do.
If you've never heard somebody say, "I'm gonna fucking kill you," you're too sheltered.
Yeah,
I
You're not
mean,
from
facts.
here. You haven't been here long enough. You're on vacation, bro.
But like, do you know how many times we've killed our own friends in our head? Like you just,
Oh,
you
yeah.
died a million times just now.
Absolutely. And
I
obviously,
mean, for
you know,
fuck's sake,
slow
there was
down
also,
proportion.
the band that did actually kill each other, but,
They're from Sweden. It doesn't count.
Yeah, but again,
We don't do
they're
that.
not from New York.
And it gets fucking cold over there. I get it.
Yeah, right? What the fuck else are you going to do? It's like, oh, it's cold and I'm bored. I'm going to kill my guitarist.
Yeah, why not?
His
It's like,
brains
wow,
are
you
tasty.
really killed him.
He wanted to steal his essence. It's not a big deal.
And then I'll burn a church.
it's funny because if he felt so threatened, let's get back to that. If you really felt threatened, what he stated, that was like around Chicago, still the Midwest, right? We still had 2 more weeks to go. We still had to hit up the West Coast, Texas, all the big dates. So if you're a YouTuber, you survive on what? Plays. So you're going to play it out as long as you can and milk the gravy train and look like you're a rock star the whole time. And when you got close enough, then you leave. Then you make the fucking video and try to taint the whole situation. It's like,
Clicks.
what are you doing? Oh, you're trying to get paid. You're a YouTuber. That's what you do. Like you get clicks, the clickbait.
And
you
there was
know?
a lot of views on that fucking video. So
It
there was
is.
a lot of
You know,
money being made.
you're welcome.
Yeah.
You're
Right there,
welcome.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a couple
But
checks.
listen, that's going to last him a minute, and then it's like, fuck you. Who the fuck wants to hang out with that guy?
Exactly. He's gonna rat on you.
That's
God
what
forbid
happened.
you say something.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
I mean, the thing that really, like, also knowing who said what and, like, actually knowing the people, I was like, yeah, obviously no one meant what they were saying.
Yep.
And then the funnier part to me is this dude is ex-military. If you're going to threaten somebody's life, it's probably not going to be a serious threat towards somebody who literally has been in the service.
Yeah.
And on top of that, for you to be like, oh, I felt threatened by what? A street kid from fucking Jersey? You were fine fucking getting shot at every day, but one dude says, oh, I'm gonna hurt you. You're like, my life.
Yeah.
Dog.
Not only that, I was in the
Clicks.
car the whole time. He was waiting for the perfect moment to press record, to set it up, to make sure he gets the perfect recordings. It's just like you see what's going on, like when you're in the car, and when you look back at it, you're like, oh, this motherfucker was poking the dragon until he got the perfect clip.
That sounds.
We've been on tour every day. We know how to piss each other off on a fucking dime.
Yeah.
Like, I could do it anytime I want.
sounds like
But
what
do I know?
what I'll call a vagina mentality.
Ooh.
I'll say it that way.
I mean, didn't Sid and fucking Corey wanted to stab each other right
Yes.
before the set? I
All
mean,
the time.
Yeah. 3 sets. Yeah. 3 sets.
Well, they did stab each other every now and then. It's all
Listen,
love.
sometimes you got to stab your friend.
it's the Blood Brothers.
Well, like, that's the other thing is, like,
How
how many people here have gotten into fist fights with their friends? Literally all of us.
Yeah.
Happens, man.
Like, there's a point where, like, you're growing up, everybody scraps. Like, you get to a point where you get on somebody's nerves, you have a fist fight, and then you realize, oh, what the fuck did we fight about? And then you're fine.
Yeah, it's
They
happened.
should have just threw hands and kept it moving. I would have played Fight Club. I didn't give a fuck. I would have loved to see
I
that.
actually would have liked to see that fight, actually, to be honest
I
with
would
you.
have
How
actually-
much
That would've paid
sleep
for
do you
that.
get on the tour?
That would have
Sleep on the tour.
More clicks, right?
That would've got a lot of
Way more
clicks.
clicks.
Did.
Yeah, dude, you must not have slept at
We
all.
did not sleep. Jeremiah, shout outs to the fucking front man. He drove like 80% of the fucking way.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he did at one point before Chicago. He was so sick, we had to like spend 1 day off before we drive fucking like over 9 hours to Denver. You know, throat's not working. We have to find some.
Yeah, I drove across
Medicine.
country, bro, and it sucks.
It gets real different once you leave the big
I mean,
city.
it's listen,
100%.
man. I've driven, and it's I've been in a car with 3 dudes and dudes farting, but I mean, it was a truck too. It wasn't a fucking
It was an
yeah,
Acura,
an Acura.
Acura.
Fuck that.
No.
Captain
tuna
Hot
can.
Topic says what's up to you guys.
Yeah, shout out.
What like I hope you. I mean, you're one of the main dudes. You started. You one of the main dudes that started the band. Did you get stuck in the back seat at all?
Always. I was always in the back seat. In the middle, the left, the right. Like, I had no choice.
Yeah,
you
fucking
know?
drummer.
And
Drummers get put in the back. I don't know.
I get put in the back, and I have to load the fucking trailer a certain way because everyone wants to just fucking throw shit in there.
Yeah.
And then realize, hey, nothing's fitting. Like, yeah, you moron. Look how you packed the truck. Get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, listen, you always
No.
you need that one guy that is like meticulous about putting shit away.
That's me.
And doesn't get fucking dry, like shit doesn't go fucking flying in there. And you all got a list of the shit that you bring in the club, and then you come out. You need that guy.
Well, and plus he's got most of the shit.
I have
So.
most of my shit.
Yeah, so you got a lot to
personal
lose.
Yeah, everyone
responsibility.
gets to fucking leave with the girl for like an hour or two, and when I come back, like, oh, I got like second pickings over here. I'm like, which one are you good? Oh, never mind.
The openers. That's
Yeah,
what
yeah,
At least you didn't come back with the monkeypox.
yeah. Oh man,
Damn. When was that? Last summer you guys were out?
it was March, right?
March.
It was
All right, that
Yep.
wasn't that long ago.
That was
Yeah, it was wild. But you know what? If it wasn't for that, obviously you wouldn't have learned, and we wouldn't have gotten the deal and all that. But it was definitely an experience. I told everybody right before we left on this tour it was going to be a test to everyone's will because it was our first fucking tour.
Yeah.
We didn't do no baby runs. We just got excited. Like, yeah, let's go on tour. It'll be fun.
Wait, you guys don't do baby runs? I actually did not know that.
No, I mean, like, we did, like, just show up, in Massachusetts, like,
shit.
little here's and there's, but not the whole
Concrete Dream
fucking
goes big.
Yeah, not the whole fucking U.S. tour.
26
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, going out for 27 days. That's a
Yeah,
lot.
that's a
Exactly.
lot.
We played 2 shows, and now we're gonna go on a 26 run.
Yeah.
It happens. It's
Listen,
rough.
go big or go home. Fucking
Exactly.
life's
That's
short.
how
You know
Concrete
what I
Dream
mean?
You know what?
Yeah, I would have done
But
the
that's
same
the thing
shit.
is, like,
Why not?
100%. Like the way that you kind of have to approach this at all times is just kind of fucking hit it as hard as you can.
Yeah.
And survive.
If it doesn't, like, that's kind of the way that you have to hit life is just go do it 100% or not at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't work out, you fucking do it again. You
Exactly.
pick yourself the fuck back up and you go again.
And listen, I have to say, if like one of you motherfuckers came to my house and just pulled up in an Acura, I would have went, but I would have been like,
You're a better man than me. 'Cause we're going to get a van. Let's get in the Acura to go get a van.
Yeah, the Acura is to take us to the van, right?
We're going
We
to
found out the day after our first show. We played the first show in Jersey, like, yeah, tomorrow's tour, let's do this. And then we realized that after all the extra merch and everyone wanted to decide to bring the fucking extra luggage, like we're fucking out for like 3 months or some shit. It's just all you needed was literally a bag, a nice duffel bag.
yeah.
But it was everyone's first tour. No one knew what to bring, so we decided to bring half of our lives on the tour.
Whose Acura was it?
It was the one and only Jeremiah
I
Mayhem.
feel bad for that mileage, bro.
Oh, over 30,000 at least.
But I bet it was good on gas compared to bringing it out a fucking van or
That is
something
true.
like that.
Very true.
And because of that
Silver
car,
linings.
we got to have like nice little trips. Like we had 2 days off in Vegas, so hey, that was one of the highlights over there.
Did you get an oil change at all on that?
Oh yeah. Midway through, went to
New
Jiffy
tires.
Lube and in Vegas, and why I remember this is because we found like one of the most bangingest taco trucks ever in Vegas randomly because one of the Mexicanos were like, "Yo, Papi, where's the good food at?" It's like the Shady Taco Truck by the tire shop. I'm like, yeah, that's where I want to go.
That's always the move.
It was
dude.
fucking
Don't ask
banging.
any questions. Just order it.
Yeah, when I was fucking working in Mexico, I asked the guys at the port, I was like, yo, where do I go? And they were like, okay. So, they gave me directions. I walk in, and I'm like, as I'm walking towards this place, I'm like, this is how I die. Like, I'm going to get abducted by the cartels. No one's going to want to pay my ransom, and I'm going to get murdered.
You could have sung
like,
your way out of it, I bet.
Probably. But, like,
You can.
but, like,
Seen it.
But like I'm walking, and then I get to this little like hole in the wall. Every taco is like less than $1, and it was the best shit I'd ever fucking had. So like the rule of thumb for a lot of that food is like find the place that looks the worst because it's probably gonna have the best food.
Yeah, you just ask the locals. They always ask the locals.
100%.
On this tour, it was a lot of fucking Denny's. A lot of Denny's.
What the
and then
fuck is up, Denny?
A lot of tacos for sure.
A lot of Love's truck stops and all that shit.
Oh yeah, all the weird stops were fun, but those small towns, man.
What was
weird.
the coolest venue you guys played on that tour?
My favorite venue was Chicago at Reggie's.
Oh, Reggie's is fucking awesome.
They had like the lifted stage, and I had the benefit of having my drum set up first, which is like unheard of to me because usually I'm fucking lugging every time. So I get to set up all my shit and leave and have the fucking peasants play in front of me. That's great. I never had that before. I was like, fuck yeah. Yeah, you fucking local opener. Put your shit in front of my shit. Shout outs to them, though. I mean,
That is a dream, though.
Yeah.
When you put your shit on first,
Yeah.
is when you're like, I made it. I did it.
the next is when I get to have a fucking roadie I could bitch at. What the fuck? My double pedal was wrong. How dare you? And the lady was like, Juan, it's like your third tech you fired this week.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Because I can.
You obviously don't know how important this is.
I mean, like the touring is so different these days now. I mean, there's a band like Hollow Front who only did regionals until they got picked up,
Yeah.
and you can really kind of
that's
do
the
that now
way to do it.
instead of doing the whole countrywide as a like unsigned or recently signed artist. It's completely different world.
Yeah.
It's so internet based. It's so TikTok based, and I hate to say it.
Yeah, no, it
Yeah,
is.
we recently
It is.
joined that world TikTok.
Yeah.
Add us on the TikTok.
Yeah. Like every
We're trying.
artist we speak to, it's the same conversation that's had. It's like, you go viral yet? Can you go viral?
Yeah.
Why haven't we got viral? And it's because that's
It's
where
like
the money is.
viral's the new how many bitches you ever hooked up with.
Pretty much.
That's what it
Pretty
is.
much. Pretty much.
Oh,
How many views does your video have? And like that kind of dictates how much push you get. It's like kind of fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But
I think people will be tired of viral over the last 2 fucking years.
you think so? They're not.
I still have
I wish they were. Believe me.
Yeah, wouldn't that be nice?
Because like as a band now, you also not only have to do music, you just constantly have to create content. And if you're not constantly creating content, you get forgotten about.
Yeah.
And then there's a balance there where you're putting too much out, then it's like, all right, leave me alone.
Yeah.
And the algorithm fucks you. And then you put too little out, you get forgotten about. So it's like finding that sweet spot is near impossible.
Yeah, it's fucking hard, man. And I hate sitting on my phone all day,
Yeah.
posting shit and things like that. It's like, it's fucking mind fucking. I can't
Dude,
stand
it
it.
is. And
But
what
you have
time-
to do it.
Yeah.
have to.
Yeah.
And what time do you have to post?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, the
Like,
videos do better at 1:30 p.m. And you're like, all right, man. Like, I guess.
I guess I'm not sleeping today.
Yeah, it has to be a Thursday or
Yeah,
a Tuesday. Like, you have to be very specific about when you're posting. And I'm like, or I just wake up and I want to post something. I don't understand why, like,
No, but it's part of the business now, and it became so ingratiated in the systems.
Listen, you guys keep doing what you're doing. You can pay somebody to do that for you. Soon,
Oh,
you know
yeah, I
what mean?
can't wait.
That is going to be a dream.
Cannot wait.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
The
concrete
intern's
dream.
in.
That is
Let's
the
go.
concrete dream.
Yeah, the concrete dream is
social
get
media
interns.
manager.
Yeah.
There you go.
Social media
Hit
manager.
us up on the DMs. You want to enter for Concrete Dream.
That's fucking
Put an ad out now. If you want to be our social media manager, please let us know.
So you guys recorded with Billy, right, from Biohazard?
Oh, yeah.
How was
Shout
that-
out
how
to
was that
fucking
experience?
Billy Bio.
How was that doing recording with him? How's his structure? How does he do
Oh,
this?
so we went to Fire Water Sounds in LA, and this was the first time when we just played the LA shows. And we went out there, and it just felt like an old school vibe. We just walked in there, vibes were good. We're just fucking rocking out. Just
Like
no,
a Pearl Studios vibe?
huh? Yeah, they just more like that East Coast gritty, like no bullshit. No, it wasn't so pristine. Like, oh, every fucking wrist has to be precisely like queued up. It just felt like really raw and good and natural, which I haven't had a recording session like that in a while because everything's so digital. So once you learn that part, I'll learn it, but to actually naturally play it and have it be there and not just going through a bunch of clicks and like, all right, I like that beat, change it to this or that. It was good. I loved it.
Did you record digital or analog though?
We did analog.
Oh shit!
Oh, you
yeah.
did?
So I like the kit that I rented out there was like a Ludwig, a Vista Light. It was like the John Bottom clear one, and I had like all the fucking best Zildjian case cymbals. I rented out, and when we recorded over there, it was a really good vibe. I mean, Billy gave it that extra beef that we needed. That that we had, but it was like fine tuned. You got a chef in there. You just
How many tracks you record with Billy?
we had just the one off with Billy. It's called Amnesia that's coming out That's going to be one of our next releases. And it's going back to the roots, more like hardcore, like beat down vibes, you know. Danny Diablo's on that a little bit, you know. You see his little track in there. And, yeah, it was fun. I mean, Billy's a big bro. He helped us out a lot out there and gave us a chance, just welcomed us in. Didn't even charge us a lot. He's like, pay whatever you can. I know how it is.
Wow, that's cool.
I was like, what? This is nuts. It's like, this is great.
It's a fucking dream, bro. It's a dream.
I'm ready to fucking dish out thousands again. You know, I'm like, all right, how much is it? It's all fun and games till like the bills are up.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
yeah, shout out to Billy Bio right now.
That's awesome, man. It's good, you know, an East Coast guy on the fucking West Coast bringing that vibe out there. That's awesome.
Yeah, bringing Danny and Billy together again. You know, just reliving old, like all the war stories and about back in the day and how shit was different compared to now. But look at them; they're still fucking going, still rocking.
Yeah,
it's a true testament of time, and they're all inspirations to us.
It's crazy. Fucking Danny Diablo knows everybody, dude.
Danny Diablo is Danny Diablo.
Man
He's
of the
still
people.
going.
Man of the people.
Love that motherfucker.
he is still going. 'Cause he knows. I mean, he's big fucking. You know, he doesn't stop. Like he never stops. Yeah, it's crazy.
That's the big bro who actually put us on his label. That's how we got, you know, our foot in the door in New York. Like he introduced us to the whole scene, and you know, the scene wasn't so gravitated towards us in the beginning. You know, it was actually a little scary. It was like a party. Our first show was like a I forgot what show it was. It was in Brooklyn, and you know, I never been to these kind of shows all the time. So you know, you walk in, you see a bunch of brothers around, all mean and scary, but they're all the nicest guys. But the first time meeting them, they're just like, who the fuck are these motherfuckers playing it at a show? I'm like, oh, I hope they like us. And after the show, we got respect. I mean,
That's
shout
cool.
out to the Black and Blue. You know?
And listen, and there's a certain bands that kind of cross that barrier with those guys. Once they fucking accept you, you know what I mean? You kind of go in that scene, you know? There's certain bands that have done that.
I want to thank y'all for having me. I got to run. I had a work thing come up like an hour and a half before I got here, and they were like, "Oh, can you be back at this?" I'm like, "I guess I will now." But no, thank you so much for having us.
Thank you, man.
And me and
We're staying.
yes,
We're staying.
We'll
stuck
hold
with
you
these two.
Only
fucks,
the
but,
strong
We'll
survive.
hold you guys hostage for a little longer.
Yeah, but the dumb bassist has to leave. All right.
All right, Josh.
That was great, man.
Later, man.
Okay, guys. Yeah, thank you so much.
So I'm gonna adjust over and keep the frame in balance, right?
Again, bro.
You could use the other mic now, man. Fuck it, yeah.
we go.
Just turn that one off.
All right, that mic is off.
All right, now we got rid of that guy.
Yeah, finally.
Bassist, I was expendable anyway.
But yeah, going back to the big bros. Also, another big one right now is Eddie Leeway. Shout outs to him. He was there in the earlier days when we were jamming at our old studio under Laz. Shout out to Laz from El Nino.
Was that Star Wars?
Sorry, yeah, Sound Wars.
Sound Wars. Sound
Yep.
Wars.
Those were the beginning days, and Eddie Leeway was around at the time, and you know we were still figuring out our sound, and we just wanted it to be called like trap metal, like just a band. And he just literally told us like, you're more than that. Like you can break, you know, genres.
Oh, he would know, bro, from where he came from and the people that were around him and what he was doing. Was
Exactly.
totally
Yeah.
different.
Yep.
That
Yeah, what he was doing back in the day, there was very few bands. I mean, he was, especially out in New York, he was definitely one of the
Bro,
first
I would
bands.
say Eddie Leeway was the first grunge band. That was like the first alternative grunge band. Dude,
Absolutely.
You know?
That's the big
Absolutely.
bro. Shout out Eddie Leeway.
Yeah, they definitely broke some barriers when they fucking when they came out.
Yeah.
It was like, wow, this is hardcore. All right, yeah, different.
What's the beautiful thing about the genre? You can mix so much into it.
Well, dude, that's what honestly, that's what listening to you guys too. Like, it's funny. I'm like, you can't categorize you guys. Like, there's you can hear so many. I'm like, oh, it kind of sounds like this. Nah, it kind of sounds like you can hear so many different influences. It's cool, and you're doing it well. You know,
Thank you.
so-
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the goal. I mean, we want to write what we want to write.
Yeah.
You don't want to pigeonhole yourself because then at a certain point, like, how many albums can you hear of the same shit?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
no.
I mean,
You know, how many songs? How many times can we play the same song over and over again?
Yeah.
You know, same feels and everything.
Yeah,
At a
there's
certain point, you know, you gotta. I mean, my influences change weekly.
Yeah,
There's something
same.
like if I do EDM DJ work sometimes.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
I like combining that part into like chorus writing. They write choruses like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know, and there's certain genres do certain things so well.
Yeah.
And there's a reason why that they're as big as they are. You know what I mean? Like hooks all day. You know, you want to get hooks even on heavier music.
Yeah.
Sometimes the breakdown's the hook.
Yeah.
Sometimes the chorus is the hook. Sometimes the riff, you know, the bass riff is the hook. You never know.
Yeah.
And being able to like kind of combine and pick from everything. I mean, look, dubstep is hardcore.
Yeah.
With computers.
Yeah.
It's literally what it is.
I mean, this one. I mean, I used to go to fucking like Limelight and shit back in the day.
yeah.
And there was
Oh, wow.
rooms where there was
Yeah.
fucking. You know, they were. I like the first time I walked in a room and it was like doof doof, and these kids were like moshing in the room. I was like, what the fuck is going on here?
If you listen to dubstep song, it's literally a hardcore
Breakdown.
song.
Yeah.
It's a build, the verse, there's a build to a breakdown. The breakdown is the, you know,
The wubs.
the drop, the wub. And then it goes right back to the verse, which is your clean part. And they literally just create this roller coaster.
That's what they call it, the wub.
I mean, that's.
I mean, you know,
It's technically, I don't know, it's like
Okay.
a beat
Does it
drop, I
sound
guess.
like that?
Technically,
Whoop.
but like that's the whole thing. They literally just took hardcore songs from like because it was around 2011 is when it started getting big, I think, which is basically like the era of Attack and Ask Alexandria, all those guys that were literally doing the same thing.
It's crazy how it. I mean, I remember when it. I mean, God, I was 1997, 98. I think when I first started seeing that kind of shit in like clubs around New York.
Yeah.
Some of the big clubs had like, you know, regular techno in certain rooms, but then they had, you know, smaller rooms and like the tunnel and shit like that. And they would have those fucking, yeah, it was kind of
rave
wild
rooms
walking.
or whatever. Like,
Yeah, I
that's
don't
what they
know.
called
I
it
was
back
just
in the
there
day. I
for
think that's what it was.
I was
right?
just there for the drugs, honestly.
These
Well, those are the right rooms to go into.
Yeah, fuck yeah, they were. Fuck yeah, it's all kind of a blur.
Yeah.
I remember first hearing dubstep in fucking high school. We were calling that shit transformer sex.
Oh yeah.
That's what the fuck it sounds like.
Starscream is like, yeah.
Yeah.
Busting
it's-
fucking loads.
But that's what it is. I mean, everything is kind of just a continuation of itself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In its own way. I mean, pop punk's coming back now.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I know everyone shits on Machine Gun Kelly, but like, thank you, because now we can make money doing what we do again.
Yeah.
You know, he's putting guitar music. Black Bear put a entire guitar album out. You would have told me that 5 years ago, I would have been like, you're out of your mind.
Yeah.
You're usually like Seeking the Underground. That's me. I mean, I know I'm going to probably get shit for that, but like,
Listen, it's cool seeing bands like you guys like bringing, you know, taking a chance too. You know, because you're not doing something that you're like, like you said, you know, you're walking into that show going, I don't know if these guys are gonna dig us, because you're not playing straight up hardcore.
Yeah.
Right.
You're doing something, or you're taking a risk doing it.
absolutely.
That fucking Zealand Order show we went to the other
That
day.
was fucking amazing.
Oh, it was fucking great. It was
Zealand Order
great.
is awesome.
Yeah, they're doing something
He's-
different. You know, it's
he
cool.
is something else.
Yeah.
The first time I heard that, I was like, what is this?
And you
Yeah,
can't even
same.
really say what it is. You just know that you fucking like it.
Yeah. It's got some heavy parts. It's got some like, yeah, it's
Got a lot
great.
of like harmonious singing and shit with
Yeah.
some fucking riffs on top of that, and it just sounds really good.
Absolutely. As I said, it's just, and I've also found that I think that as the internet age has helped people explore genres more and not get so pigeonholed into the same thing over and over and over again, listen to the same shit, and actually being able to listen to and want to listen to different things.
Yeah.
Because as I said, I mean, for me, there's only so much 80s thrash I can listen to before it turns into like just a drone to me. You know what I mean? Where I'm like, okay, it's the same song. You know
It's
what
the
I
same
mean?
too. Like, you know, I listened, like, I love like doom metal.
Absolutely.
Nice.
And like,
Absolutely.
you know that kind of stuff. But I mean, there's only certain like there's bands that I love, and then there's other like, oh, you got to hear this. I'm like, it sounds like the rest of them. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean? It's like,
Yeah, like-
you know, there's the innovators that do shit. But you know, like the hardcore, I love hardcore. But then there's new
Same
bands
here.
coming out, same formula. You know,
Yeah,
so
the only times you can hear like bar chords on a drop D guitar before at a
Yeah,
certain
yeah.
point, you're like, all right.
Yeah.
Like I don't even know you can write anymore that's unique.
yeah,
Like in all seriousness, like I don't even know how many like
yeah.
more. That doesn't sound like shit.
You
I guess.
you can't write anymore.
know what I
Like, because I mean, you hear hardcore bands all the time that it's like, yeah, I've heard that riff before. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? So,
I heard I had God do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
just kind of unfortunate where you get to. So it creates. I think it necessitates a creation of new styles and new combinations and stuff, and that's what we try to do. You know what I mean? Like
Gotta keep it fresh.
yeah, it's good, man.
you got to, and
I'm
also let the song be what it is. That's
Yeah.
a big thing that I like to do.
You can hear you guys are like, what are you some of like top 5 bands, both of you guys?
Oh, jeez. Why don't you go first? I have to think.
Top 5. Oof. I would say first it'd be growing up as like, well, when I went from Echo to like Pantera. Like I was wearing Echo, and then the next day I was like, fuck this shit. I'm gonna go hang out with like the metalheads in science class, and they put me on right away to 6 Feet Under, Cannibal Corpse, Slayer.
Yeah.
God, that's right up your alley, Jeff.
Yeah, and like my first band, I swear to God, like I didn't know what I was doing. I was just like, all right, I play the drums. Like, no, not really. So we go to Pearl Studios, right? The big room. You know which one I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know the big room.
And they walk in with the cymbal pack. Okay, cool. And then like a double pedal. I'm like, what the fuck is this? I thought there's only one. Like there's two? Okay.
He's the fastest man in the world with his feet.
Yeah.
So then, you know, I had one of the metalheads like, yeah, we just want you to play this one beat. I'm like, okay, how hard can it be? And it was a fucking blast beat.
Oh,
So I'm like, this is drumming? Like there's no groove? It's like right away, like, da, 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 da. I'm like, all right, cool. So I'll spaz out for a fucking
what'd you
like
say?
5
What band,
minutes.
what band was that?
So this was my first black metal band. It was called Seraphim Slaughter.
Oh shit, I remember Pat was telling me
Yeah,
about
dude.
that. All
And
right.
I was the first. I was the first drummer before that whole thing. We played fucking.
That was a band.
like-
Jay, you were in there with Jay. Right?
So
I'm interviewing you also.
and then eventually, you know, I went the emo scene route. So I like Under Oath.
Oh yeah.
You know, Census Fail. You know, Paramore. Shout out to Haley. What's up? And
What you doing?
how you doing? And then the classics. Growing up to like Queen and the Bee Gees, the Eagles. Like I grew up like a '60s, '70s like disco like baby. You know, like all the classics.
That was
Back to you, Craig. What do you
back
like?
to me. I mean, the first concert I ever went to just was my uncle took me to it was Lincoln Park headlining right off of Hybrid Theory. I think Hoobastank. And unfortunately, that was just when they dropped The Reason, which I don't care that song. I hate that song. Everything else was badass. Like Crawling in the Dark was like a banger. And POD, I think, was on that
Nice.
tour too.
Yeah. Shout out to Sonny.
And the cool one was Story of the Year on their first U.S. tour.
Wow.
So that was that. So I always say Linkin Park is like, even when Chester died, like that was I didn't realize how much that band had influenced me growing up, how much that affected me.
I love that album, Hybrid Theory.
Hybrid Theory is
That
still
first tour.
My whole
I saw him on
skatering
that first tour,
life.
man.
Oh
That
my
shit was fucking
God,
dope.
they're unbelievable.
In the Roseland.
My first like heavy band was Metallica, and it was actually the Saint Anger. It was like that same year that Saint Anger dropped.
Fucking snare.
That snare drum. Dude, did you guys hear? Did you hear the remix without the snare drum?
Really?
No.
They did it?
Some guy did it. Some engineer. He goes, Saint Anger's not a bad album. And everyone's like, fuck you, it is. It's terrible. And he's like, watch. And he literally, all he did was just change out the snare. In every song, change out the snare. It is really good.
It sounds
I
good.
highly recommend it if you guys want to look. Just find it. You can look it up.
All right.
It's like Saint Anger without that shitty fucking snare or something like that is like the name of it. And it's unbelievably good.
The Lars mix.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Dude, it's like, hey, make it sound like a trash can with a dead cat in it.
Yeah.
Getting hit with a baseball bat, please. You know. And it goes like, you know, Slipknot was always in that category with me there. And then I shifted to like the best era, that Warped Tour era, when like they would bring on like the deathcore bands and started bringing like Bring Me the Horizon.
Okay.
Who was doing stuff that just, you know, I mean, they're one of the biggest bands on the planet. If you would have told me that the kids that were like pimple faced playing Pray for Plagues were me playing like Barclays Sold Out, I would have been like, you guys are crazy. But they've been putting out some amazing stuff. Periphery is another one that like influenced me heavily. Animals. I used to follow guitar players.
Right.
That's like kind of how I did it. Like Tosin Abasi, I was like, when I saw him play, I was like, holy shit, what is this? You know what I mean? The first time I watched that guy play, I was like, what is he doing? And I needed to learn how he did that. You know? So I spent like a year doing that. Pantera was another major influence for me.
Classic. Yep.
Learning Dime style.
Yeah.
Like figuring out how did he like Cowboys from Hell that first solo. Like the first time I heard Cowboys from Hell, I recall where I was. You know, I was driving in my car and I was like, what is this? I need to know this. You know, is that 4? That was the top 5. Shit. I mean, because you forget it.
Aren't they coming back, Pantera?
Yeah, I mean,
Well, I mean, not the Pantera.
no, I mean they're playing some festivals, but I mean, what are you gonna do? Like, listen, that's got a big cash cow for them, and anybody who's young enough who had never been able to see them, I think it's good for you know.
I
to
don't
go
think
see
it's
those
bad for
fucking
that.
songs.
It just, you know, it's not having Diamond Vinny in it. It's just,
I get
it's
it.
kind of. I don't know that you technically can't, but like,
I have a funny story about Vinny.
please tell it.
All right, so I was at a bar. I think it was called Playwright, and I was there just chilling with my sister, just having a drink. And I see this fucking, you know, guy walk in. I'm like, look at this Vinny Paul ass wannabe, like walking in, thinking like he looks like fucking Vinny Paul. I'm like, yeah, whatever. So then, you know, had a couple drinks go by. I start feeling weird. I'm like, is that him? So I go to security guard. I'm like, yo, is that Vinny Paul in there? He's like, Google it right now. See where they're playing. And hell yeah, just played.
Oh shit.
So I'm like, well, no way, it's fucking Vinny Paul. Like, holy shit, you know. And I think he knows that I already know that it's him.
Right.
But he's just playing it cool, you know. It was him and the one guitarist. So I come over. I'm like, hey sir, sorry to bother you. Are you Vinny Paul? And he's like, you bet your ass I'm Vinny Paul. I'm like, holy fuck. And I just spazzed out. I was like, yo, you're just an inspiration. Thank you so much. Can I like buy you a shot? He's like, fuck yeah, let's take a shot. Like, what are you drinking? Like whiskey. He's like, great. So before the shot, I'm like, hey, how do you still do it? Well, what's your secret? And he's like, you know what? I'm still the same 19-year-old kid up there. Just have fun, brother. I'm like, wow. And I took a shot with him. And right after the shot, he had the fucking picture ready. He signed it and he just gave it to me. I'm there like, that's a fucking
cool.
professional.
That is a pro.
Yeah, it is.
Like he had everything ready.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow. And then
Still
I
got
went.
that, you still got that picture, I hope.
Yeah, it's on my Instagram. I stay reposting that shit.
Good.
Like, oh my god! And I didn't know he was so damn short. He looks
Yeah.
like a fucking monster on stage.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking he's like over 6'3" or something, like a beast. But when I met him, he was so short. That's why I didn't think it was him. And lo and behold, it was.
That's the funny thing.
Yeah,
The
that's a
stage
funny
persona
story.
always adds
Yeah.
like 10 inches.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, especially
really
his
does.
fucking rig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's true.
Yeah.
You know, when you see
R.I.P.
that guy, you know what I mean? Like when you see that artist that like you've always like followed and like.
I mean, I grew up on all his drum beats. I mean,
Yeah.
like, holy shit! Like, how the fuck does this motherfucker play like that? You know,
Yeah. He hits like a son of a bitch. That was what
son
it
of
was.
a bitch for a small guy.
That pop would always like. That's one of the things.
And then the reverse drumsticks.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, RIP to the legend.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I know. Who the hell's playing drums? So it's Zach Wild on guitar and
Charlie.
yeah, Charlie Benante on
Oh,
drums.
nice.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, they got the right people to do it,
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you know, it's
Yeah.
still kind of like one of those like.
I'm not a huge Zach Wild guy, but
Me either.
he
I mean,
he can do the job.
He's gonna be
Yeah.
using fucking Dime's rig, everything.
Oh, is he?
None of his shit. It's all
Okay.
Dime
Nice.
shit.
Yeah.
And they got the same fucking tech coming back too.
That's awesome.
Get out.
So I mean, yeah.
Okay, so you actually
wait,
probably
what-
convinced me more to actually like look into this more.
yeah, and
At first I
I'm
was
sure
like,
he's gonna play it note for note as long as he doesn't throw his little Zach Wild.
I don't
Yeah.
think
Picture
I
out there.
every note's a pitch
Oh, he's gonna
harmonic.
get roasted in this show.
he knows he'll get roasted if he does that.
Yeah, no, I think he's gonna do it justice. And,
Absolutely.
And I mean, Charlie's fucking amazing too. So
Yeah, he's an animal.
and Phil still fucking kills it, dude. I love all Phil's solo shit. You know what I mean? Like any other stuff he's done with Down or Super Joint and all
Yeah.
that shit.
Down's
Like
really good.
you know, Phil's always fucking great.
Legend.
Yeah.
Zach Wild actually did write an entire song on a pinch harmonic. Stillborn, if you remember correct. I don't know if you know that one.
No.
The entire fucking song is a pinch harmonic.
Yeah.
It's impressive. I'm like, your dedication to your thing, I guess. You know?
Yeah.
It's Bayonne, New Jersey, right there, bro.
Yeah.
Zach.
He's good, man. I mean, it's not my style. I saw him at that in Red Bank, New Jersey, at some fucking place. It was like one of those Guitar God things where it was like
Yeah.
Joe Satriani and the dude from Animals the Leaders and Nuno Betancourt and like Yngwie Malmsteen. You know what I mean? It was fucking yeah. And Yngwie was a douche.
That's what I hear.
That's the best part about that guy is that you hear
Well-
that story from every single human being that's ever met him. So like every time, I've never met him.
I
time I hear anyone-
didn't. So listen, I didn't get to meet him. I actually got to meet Zach Wild afterwards, and he was super fucking nice. And but I did meet. So listen, Yngwie, everybody like they had a backup band, and one, you know, when dude came out, like fucking, he's playing guitar, but the backup band was killing it, and they were up front the whole fucking time, right? When Yngwie was like the second to last one to come out, and Yngwie comes out, the stage has to go dark, this band has to step back,
right,
and the
the
spotlight's got to be on Yngwie, and like every 2 seconds he's flicking a pick out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was like so obnoxious, but like, dude, he had the coolest fucking T-shirt. His T-shirt on the front, it said Yngwie who with a question mark, and on the back it said in big letters Yngwie fucking Malmsteen. And if he wasn't such a douche, I would have bought his T-shirt. A cool T-shirt.
Well, it's like at least he's leaning into it. I think that like if you know at a certain point, in your life, especially when you get to a certain age, you kind of know who you are as a person based on how people interact with you. And in which you have 2 options: do you change or do you lean into it?
Yeah,
pick lean into it.
Oh, he leans in hard.
Pick
When
lean
you
into
shred
it.
like that, I guess you can, right?
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like he was like. I'm just going to put Yingling fucking Malmsteen on the back. It's going to be like, I'm going to make you read the back of my fucking shirt.
Yeah, what's awesome, like the way he is on stage, guaranteed when he walks onto a plane or whatever, he looks the same way.
Exactly.
With that open shirt and the hair still fucking going. And
The feathered ass hair.
yeah.
That shit is feathered perfectly. I will give him credit.
It
The
is.
stylist gets fucking bonus points.
It is. It is. You know he doesn't let anybody touch his hair. He does it himself.
You think?
Of course not.
Yeah.
He's a professional.
Yeah.
How dare you touch
he didn't
me?
Make that. He didn't make that much
How
money.
dare
He
you
didn't-
touch me?
He didn't have any #1 hits or nothing. So
Who said that one? Fuck, I forgot the name of it.
there was that one album with the Dragon Force on the something like with the dragon on the cover. That was like a pretty,
Dragon Force.
It was like as mainstream as you could get. Like I mean, it was all it was definitely not palatable.
I mean,
to,
but do you think is he known more for his douchery or his guitar playing?
oh, it's definitely his guitar playing, dude. Like,
Really?
yeah.
That's one of the fucking.
That's a
guys.
really solid
know,
question,
man.
actually.
You could
Well-
pick him out in any song.
Oh, well,
You
you
know
know,
it's
what's
him, yeah.
who
He's
was
shredding.
playing? We walked in here the other night, and it was really funny because fucking Havoy, we had the DJ in here, and we walked in, and my friend said right away, he's like, "That's Yngwie Malmsteen," and I was like, "Fucking, I guess like I'm not as in tune with his shit, but
It's just he has a. Not only does he have a tone, but it's the way that he fucking plays. It's just like, when you hear a bunch of unnecessary but fucking beautiful shit in the song, it's like, oh, that's Yngwie Malmsteen.
yeah.
No,
Yngwie
it's-
fucking Malmsteen.
I don't know, though. Like,
I don't know, man.
because, like, you get known when you
Sound like you're describing him, bro. Like,
a bunch of unnecessary shit, but it's beautiful.
I don't know. It was fun to watch, though. I have to say, it was fucking. It was fun to watch them, and it was
can
fun.
imagine.
And Zach was honestly great. He was good. It's just not Black Label Society is not my style.
Same here. As I said, you can appreciate how amazing someone is without,
Yeah.
like, loving the product.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I mean, you could say, like, oh, that person's super talented, but not for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
And
that's
the older
age.
the older you
That's
get
age
to,
comes with that.
the older you get to, the less you shit on things like the stuff. Like fuck. When I was younger, it's all about death metal and
Absolutely.
thrash metal, and then
But that's where age
Yeah.
age comes in when you start listening to other things. You're not realizing that it's just your opinion that matters. Like, it's just in case you don't like it doesn't mean that it fucking sucks. Because I was in that same group. I think every metalhead at between 16 and 22 was a raging dick.
Dude, I'm 49. I just started this opinion about a year ago, so I'm like fucking.
It's never too late.
No, but it's true though. Like I mean, I used to be like, oh, it fucking sucks.
Yeah.
It's like true, dude.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's not heavy enough, bro.
Yeah.
And like I missed out on so much shit and probably so much women in my life from having just that opinion walking around.
You know what's good though? Like going back to it, like there's certain bands I wouldn't give a chance years ago that like I'll listen to now, and I'm like,
Absolutely.
holy shit, how the fuck did I miss this?
Exactly.
You know,
It happens all the time.
Yeah.
It happens all the time. And I mean, I recently got into My Chemical Romance more, to be honest with you. I dismissed them because they weren't heavy. You know what I mean? And then I realized I'm like, this shit is fucking bang. This is awesome.
Yeah.
And as I'm listening to it more and more, I'm like, I pissed at myself.
Yeah.
For not
You
being
were-
able to see them at like their height. You know what I mean?
Because you weren't a scenester.
I was a scenester later in life. Okay, I was like, I told you, I was 2012, like 2011. Like that was my like Warped Tour era with like,
All right.
how old are you guys?
I'm 33. I just turned 33.
I'm 35.
All right.
86.
89. Last good
Oh,
thing to come out of the 80s.
Those are good years, man.
Oh, yeah.
Solid year. Good year. It's a good
I
year.
still remember the payphone.
Because we're in that unique position because we basically got hit with every technological advancement as we grew up.
Yeah.
And then got fucked over by the government every 6 ways till Sundays. So it's like, it's been great, living this life.
God.
Yeah, it's good. You guys picked it. You guys didn't pick a good fucking time to grow up. You guys are growing up in an interesting times, anyways. You know.
Yeah. You can see both sides of it. Like
Yeah.
I saw the 90s, you know what I mean? I was, September 11th was obviously like yesterday, but I was, conscious during that period of time to acknowledge what was happening. Not like my sister was like 8.
Shit from the window.
Exactly. You know what I mean?
Fuck, bro.
I was
So
in
it's
fourth
like-
grade, I could see the fucking Twin Towers from my window.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And like that's so like that era and that's like I always define as the shift in everything. Like if you look at 2003, like just at the movies that were made in that period, because that's like the first like post 9/11 content that came out. It's lawless. Kangaroo Jack and like fucking Fellowship Within Ring were in the theaters at the same time. It's baffling.
Yeah.
It's baffling. If you go, recommend it. If you do get a chance one day, you're just bored. Just Greg said that one time.
I was in the theater for Lord of the Rings, but not.
But like, you know what I'm saying? But just saying, like, just the thought of that being in the same time. It's the same fucking year. It was in the theater together. You know what I mean? It's nuts. And I always say like that. You always look at those major events for conflict. Like that's why the pandemic art has been amazing.
Yeah.
The music that's been coming out last year has been unbelievably good.
Yeah, definitely. There's definitely a lot of good stuff coming out like now that's getting released now that came out of it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, unless you dropped it in the middle of it. You know, you had to Bring Me the Horizon put that album out. That was Dear Diary was on, which was like I was like blown away by it, and it came out like they were recording it in height of, like just sending it to each other, and that's the beauty of it. You can do that now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Another thing you can do is record from the road.
Like during the pandemic, we actually got more hits because everyone was off from tour. So we're almost like at even playing field because all the big boys were just waiting for their releases, and we're like, fuck it, let's just release shit because everyone's hungry for music. Everyone's locked down still, so let's put out something.
Yeah, it was weird. It was a weird time. I know a lot of bands who like put stuff out and it didn't really get a lot of action because, you know, they couldn't go out there and like push it and tour. And there was mixed reviews on that, you know. I do know bands like, you know, I had a record that was supposed to come out like right before the pandemic and we just stopped. We didn't do it because it was like, everybody's like, you can't fucking tour. You can't do shit with it. Why put it out? So
It was a very hard time, you know. I mean, obviously, but I think that you always look at the art that comes from that period of time. You know what I mean? And you can always kind of point to certain things of like that was a product of its environment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At that point.
Yeah, like our opening song, Contagion, is from that whole fucking experience.
I mean, it showed who was hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
It showed who was hungry, man, at that time.
Yeah.
No, I was not at the beginning. You know what I mean? I will tell you. Like, I was just like, I'm just sitting on my couch and fucking here. And so, you know, like,
we've had this conversation a lot with other people who've come in, and listen, everybody like kind of dealt with that differently. Like I thought I was going to lose my business for a while. Like I was like to try and like, you know, we had a rehearsal studio over here, and we emptied the rehearsal studio, set up over here, and I was trying to jam out here, but it was like my head just wasn't in it. You know what I mean? Like it was just trying to.
The world is collapsing around you. Sometimes it becomes difficult to, you know, process it, and it was just, you know, I mean, that's eventually, you know. I mean, the band that I met them in, you know, when we were playing was a product of the pandemic. Literally. So every song was about it in some way, like emotional component of it. And then it's just, you write about what you know. You let the song be what it is. That's the way I like to write. You know what I mean? If you're writing, you're like, I'm going to write a sad song. And it's not. You can't just keep trying to make it a sad song.
Yeah.
You know, it's got to be what it is.
Yeah, it's
you know
gonna
what I mean?
let it out sometimes.
See, that's what's cool about it. Like coming out of all this, it's just like everybody's exploding with fucking creativity. It's good. It's awesome.
Also, everyone's energized.
Yeah.
There's an energy there that didn't exist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, it's like you lose. Sometimes it takes losing something to realize, you know, how important it was to you at that point. You know what I mean? Like, especially if you were gigging all the time or creating.
We're going outside.
Going outside.
See, I went outside a lot. Like, I was wandering. I was part of that, like, when they did the open container. Like, yeah, you could just drink in the streets. I'm like, fuck yeah, we're just going to start wandering the streets of New York.
Outside across the fucking street getting fucking destroyed on
man.
Lynchburg lemonade that we had.
Yeah.
I'd be outside like, what the fuck
everything's
is
to
going
go.
on?
Yeah.
It was amazing. And then you just like, it was like wandering herds of drunk buffalo, like just like fucking wandering, and like you'd interact from there, like, you're like, what's up, man? You're like, "Hey," like, and like there was stuff like that I thought was great about it. You know what I mean? I think it opened up a lot of people's eyes, and myself especially, to like just how fucked up so much it is and how little everything is built for us. You know what I mean? And that's, you know, a lot what we talk about in the music in general too.
We're here for a good time, not a long time.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Time to enjoy ourselves.
I like that.
I mean, it's been a long fucking time though.
Yeah,
It's been a long fucking time.
too long.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. You know, I look like, I don't know. In life, like it's kind of like whatever's meant to be is kind of meant to be. I mean, there's these forces
100%.
that fucking, you know, that fuck with our lives and all this kind of shit. But wherever we're at, we're meant to be there. You know what I mean? So
I agree with that. The universe provides.
yeah, whether
They put us
exactly
together randomly.
yeah.
Yeah, we were supposed to be. The funniest part about it was they were supposed to play a later set. They got pushed because one of the bands on tour showed up late. It was like some weird push. that make us play directly right before them. And they were, I think, who was late? Someone was late, I think, right?
Yeah, it's one of the bands were late. I wasn't late, but
No, well, Juan is never late. Juan is 45 minutes early to every, like, if it's load-ins at 3, Juan is there
there
calling
like
me
2.
at 1:30, like, where you at?
Yeah,
What are we
'cause
doing?
I played this fucking game way too long.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, you-
yeah,
you-
load in at 5 and fucking play at 5:30 and sound check and have no sound check. Like,
Yeah.
fuck that.
Yeah, fuck. Listen. You don't want to rush somewhere too
it's the
and be
worst.
fucking, rushing on. Dude, it was a band played here the other night. The bass players showed up as they were in the middle of their first song, and the bass player comes fucking running in.
I couldn't do it. There's no way I could do that.
Yeah, no.
You can't amp yourself up. You can't get yourself ready. You're going to up there and you're automatically thinking, I mean, in my opinion, I'm late. Fuck, where am I? What am I? Instead of just going, like, being able to, like, clear your head and just play the fucking track.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure that you guys are similar.
I've done
I
that.
know you were that way.
I've done that once in my life at CBGB's where I was so fucking late. I begged my cousin to drive all my drums because I wasn't like old enough yet.
Right.
And he dropped all my shit out in front, and I just see my bandmates just sitting on the stage, just looking at me like, bro, what the fuck? And we're playing CBGB's, finally the second floor. We used to always play the basement.
Right.
So we finally graduated in the one show that we finally play. I'm fucking late. Oh, but that was
I
probably.
would have been pissed too.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just like, I can never do this.
You can't not play with the drummer.
I know. There's no
Like, you know-
backtracks back in the day, so
Damn, everyone's like clapping. Keep time in the metronome.
it wasn't good.
Did anybody help you bring your stuff in?
Barely. It was me rushing shit
honestly,
in.
if you were that late, I would not have helped
No,
you.
I mean, I wouldn't have either.
I would have been like, I'm shut up, I'm late.
They better have been fucking out there like running that shit in there.
Yeah. It was
Oh, that way, yeah. Load off. That's all you, baby.
I know.
Yeah. No,
Been doing
it's
it for years.
what?
Been dealing with that for years. So now
I help you
I
every
learned.
single time, man, because I know the feeling. I also don't like waiting. I like to load the van immediately afterwards,
Yeah.
especially on a run. True. Unless you're like headlining it, and then once you have to wait,
Yeah.
which is where you get into trouble. Everyone was like, "That's what." Oh, musicians like, "Oh, they're driving." Like, you sit at a venue for 8 hours a day in the middle of like fucking nowhere, and like, what do you expect to do?
Yeah.
Get a drink.
Yeah. Hell yeah, gonna drink.
Yeah.
You do something.
That's when the loadout gets a little slower.
Yeah. I'll
get
tune
to
the
it.
drum.
You gotta help the drummer though, man, because the drummer
Always,
has the
dude.
fucking hardest job. And like as a band though, I like being professional too. Get the
Absolutely.
fuck on, get the fuck
Yeah.
off for the like as respect for the other bands. You know what I mean? So you gotta help the fucking drummer out. If you don't help the drummer out, like some singers are the worst.
I have been blessed in my life to have worked with only one singer that didn't touch a single thing during loadout.
Yeah.
Or load on. He just had his microphone. He would just sit. Wow. I've been blessed to not have that most of my
That's good.
As Josh sang in the other band I was in. That kid is.
Everyone in this band
lifting.
helps out.
And
That's good.
we're a team.
We're the team.
You know, it's
We're the
part of
dream.
the family. You know what I mean? And it's because that ego started. LSS. You know, that lead singer syndrome does kick in, and it's miserable to deal with from every other member, just like lead guitar syndrome is. You know what I mean?
Drummers can be a pain in the ass.
Oh, you don't want
too.
me being like Tommy Lee. You don't want that.
I actually would love that, to be honest with you. I would actually love that. I would go into competitions with you all the time.
Oh,
man.
man.
As long as he's not talking to his dick in the back seat.
Oh, I
it's
know.
fucking all right.
Come on, baby.
Don't talk to me, guys. I'm warming up.
So we're winding this down. So when can we expect a new album to drop?
The new album, probably like
Sooner
the
than
new
later.
year.
I'd say sooner than later.
Yeah, maybe like the end of the year.
That's real cryptic, bro. Sooner than later.
I would say.
I like to answer questions
I would
without
say
giving actual any
2023.
answer. I should be a politician.
I would say 2023. We're gonna release one more song for this year, and then
We got the video dropping soon.
yeah, we got the video dropping.
Already
soon.
got a video?
For Twitter Fingers.
Twitter Fingers.
We got the Twitter Fingers video coming out. That's going to be dropping very shortly.
Yep. And then after that, we'll have the single with Billy Bio.
Yep.
Amnesia. That's gonna be awesome.
And then this album.
Yeah. And then hopefully by 2023, you're gonna hear the full.
I'd say, quarter one. That's the goal is quarter one.
Okay.
And then obviously planning it around release schedules of,
Yeah.
everybody else's.
Then it'll be released under Suburban Noize, and we'll finally have the chance to actually have a nice network to be shown. A lot of fresh ears. It's not just DIY. Like, hey, check out my band on Instagram, and like, fuck you. Like, oh, okay. Next.
Well, dude, you guys got a good thing going, man.
Thank
I'm
you so
looking
much.
forward to seeing what you guys do.
Really
I wish you guys the best of luck, man. You're doing a good thing.
Thanks for having us, man. I really, really
Thank you,
appreciate
guys.
it. It's been a blast and good time talking to you guys.
And we hope to play Lucky's one day soon.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
I'm actually going to be here tomorrow with AJ. So
Nice.
Oh, yeah? All right. Nice.
So, it should
Yeah,
be a
man.
fun time.
I'd love to have you guys, man. Be great.
Thank you so much for having us, and let's have a part 2 with the rest of the boys here.
Fuck
Yeah.
yeah. Fuck yeah.
Absolutely.
So where can anybody buy all your stuff, find your stuff, shirts?
Check out our website, concretedreamband.com. You can find all our merch and all of our videos and our songs on there.
Spotify, Tidal.
Yeah, all the links.
I prefer Tidal. I'm a Tidal guy. I know it sounds. I am. Sorry. YouTube.
YouTube.
We have a big YouTube
Hit us
presence.
up on the IG.
TikTok,
and,
please.
TikTok now. We're on TikTok.
Please just help
We're
us
on
with
it.
that.
But yeah, we're just really happy to be here and really honored for having us.
Yeah. So thank you guys so much. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure.
All right, guys. We will talk to Jamal. You want Little Cowboys from Hell? Tell him.
Yeah, well, I'm always fucking here. You can find me on fucking
It's a ball
Instagram.
of joy, man.
Yeah.
Fucking
Honestly, I gotta fucking take a piss today. So, it's always Jeff. It's always Jeff, but I'm like, fuck, I can feel this
Not
shit.
me.
Cowboy from Hell _13. That's it. Fucking OnlyFans coming soon.
Yeah, awesome. Gotta see that.
Subscribe.
Subscribe to those OnlyFans.
6-pack and that big old black dick.
Hit the link.
All right. Jeff Lucky13 and Instagram, all that shit.
All right,
B?
guys, man. Make sure you like and subscribe to everything Lucky 13 SP and go out there and fucking cop the Concrete Dream album, bro. I got it. It fucking rocks. Get the singles. They fucking rock. And have a good day, motherfuckers.
Thank you guys.
All right.